Well, welcome to Fairbanks. We did Delta Junction certificates for driving the Elcan, and that's about 77 miles from here. We stopped at the northernmost KOA, North Pole, Alaska. Actually, it's a suburb of Fairbanks. So we've got some great things planned for here. We're talking about the hot springs. We're talking about the museum. Dredge 8, maybe do some panning for gold and what have you. So we're only going to be here for like 4 days, so it'll be fun. Anyhow, let's see what kind of fun we can have here in Fairbanks.
Let's do it. Let's go.
So while we are in Fairbanks, we decided to go to Dredge 8. And Dredge 8 is an old mining historic site that happens to have you walk underneath the Alaska pipeline. Some information on the pipeline. I'll let you hit pause and read that. It's really kind of cool. A little bit of information. The heat fins there dissipate the heat of the hot crude oil so that these pipes stay frozen in the permafrost. And then between winter and summer, the pipeline expands and contracts so much that it's on a skid plate, and it will slide back and forth as the pipeline expands and contracts with temperature. Goes on for 800 miles. There's a rocker box, slew box, as we take the train around Dredge 8.
I will say a medium-sized drift mining operation back then, where there'd really only be, say, would only dig in the winter time. That's for safety purposes. Again, we're talking with frozen permafrost here. If it's allowed to warm up and thaw out, they'd swallow the gold and spit out rock. And the business end of this dredge up front, this big piece of iron poking out the front of it, is called its digging arm, on top of which is its digging ladder, and it would be surrounded by its bucket line. It was a big industry, these dredges back then, guys. There was all kinds of makes and models and manufacturers of these things over the years, and they would categorize these dredges according to the size of their digging buckets. In this instance, oddly enough, Gold Dredge 8 was technically a Category 6 dredge because each one of those buckets would hold 6 cubic foot of material.
Everyone gets a bag of dirt. Hopefully that bag of dirt has some gold in it.
I do. Get your bag of dirt. That's
Go get your bag of dirt.
Yeah, I did. I already got them reserved for you.
Here, Angel's getting her bag.
There's mine.
I got my bag.
Okay, we got a bag of dirt.
Don't shake and water at the same time.
We got scales inside. Whenever you find your hand is going with yours to keep.
Keep the angle.
Oh no, the water's getting a little rough.
Everybody's so quiet.
Like this. Second once in a while, shake it, make sure it goes to the bottom, and then just do big waves. And the rocks will come out.
All right, so after all that panning, that's what I got. And this is what Angel got. She got at least twice what I did. How much did y'all get?
Not much.
Not
much.
enough
Enough to buy, like
Here we
a new
go.
car, I'm sure. Mine's all stuck in one spot.
Yep, there we go. So everyone got a little bit of gold.
Look at mine.
I think I did already, but we'll look at yours again.
Look, I was showing.
National Historic Mechanical Engineering Landmark. I don't think I've heard that one before. It's kind of a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
But what we have is Dredge 8. It's a boat that digs its own path and brings its pond with it. So it'll dig up in front of it with that swinging arm, run all the dirt through the slough inside, and then dump it out that arm over there behind it. And that way the pond continues to work or go with the boat. I think we get to go up there to the captain, but look at all this equipment in here. Ooh, it's full of water. I wonder if it's sinking.
That's what I just said. I think it's sinking.
There's the slough. All the dirt and gold goes through all that and gets caught up.
I'm lightning short. And no, this ain't where the crew came to shower
And
at
here's-
the end of the day. No sirree.
Wow. It just goes downhill, 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 downhill.
Here's the gold saving.
Alright, I had to put this on wide angle. But here's where the first round of dirt would come in, and it would spin in here, and anything bigger than a golf ball size gets pushed out and gone. And then all the other stuff falls through and will go through the holes up there and down to the sloughs. Okay. This is the, I guess, the captain of the boat. How many different levers does it take to run a dredge? So you got 4 over there, you got 8 here, looks like 9 of them over here. Wow. And there's the buckets where it would dig the hole. That would swing back and forth, scooping up earth, and the water would fill it in, and then the boat would move forward. The big giant tail sticking out the back for the trailings is this conveyor belt right here. That goes all the way up there, and that's where they dump out the stuff that doesn't have gold into it. And that's fills in behind of this moving pond. It's kind of cool how the boat digs itself and the pond moves with it. That's filling in behind it. And of course, they have a gift shop. So you can spend all that money you got panning gold. So about a mile from Dredge 8, there's a pullout called Pipeline Viewing. They've got a couple of pigs here on display, and you can see the pipeline goes on and on and on. And I can actually walk right underneath it. And right there, it goes back underground. They said 50% of it's above ground, 50% is below ground, based upon permafrost and terrain. So we are on our way to the University of Alaska Museum of the North. And they have an old Russian settlement. This is a hut that was part of the fur trading back in 1841. Which ironically was only about 20 or 30 years before Alaska became part of the United States. But anyhow, it's kind of interesting, kind of cool with the dirt roof and whatnot. But yeah, this is at the University of the North, at University of Alaska in Fairbanks. This is the Museum of the North at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Really a cool shaped building. Round, overhangs, kind of cool. We're in the museum. It is $22 per adult. They have some really cool exhibits. in the Museum of the North. We could spend hours here. Now there is a fancy outhouse. Oh, Angel, I didn't know you were in there using that outhouse. That is a fancy outhouse. All right, here is a stop that you really got to make. This is the Museum of the North at University of Alaska, Fairbanks.
Yes.
Really kind of cool. I didn't get a whole lot of video in there, but I thought it was great. What do you think, Angel?
Oh, I love this museum. We've come here before. They have, some of the animals you don't get to see while you're on the Alaska Highway or in Alaska, and then they have all the native people's exhibits, movies, and the most exciting thing for me is the book Into the Wild, the Chris McCandless story. They are bringing the magic bus here, and it's going to be an exhibit. So,
unfortunately, it won't be here until 2026.
yes, but you'll get to see it, and people don't have to get hurt going to see it anymore. Which, anyway, is just really cool. It's a cool stop. I love this museum.
Okay, so add it to your list. Museum of the North, University of Arkansas, Fairbanks.
University of Alaska.
Or, yeah, I'm sorry. I live in Arkansas. University of Alaska.
Fairbanks.
All right, add it to your list. Let's move on.
Let's go.
All right, let's call that a wrap on Fairbanks.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Okay, so we first thing we did when we got in from Delta Junction is we reprovisioned.
Yes.
After doing all the Alcan, there's a Fred Meyer here, which is a Kroger. There's a huge Walmart. There's all kinds of places, Home Depot, Lowe's, all kinds of stuff to reprovision and get parts for repairs, etc. after the Alcan. One thing I didn't mention about the Alcan is we did lose a valance, but because we got Home Depot, Lowe's here, everything's all fixed, everything's good. So, what we did in Fairbanks, we're here I think 4 days, 3 nights, something like that. We did Dredge 8, which we've done before. We got up there, we got to pan for some gold, and we went to the Alaska Pipeline and the viewing area for the Alaska Pipeline. We did do Chena Hot Springs. I did not get my phone in there, so suffice it to say, Chena Hot Springs is kind of cool. It's about
Actually,
Chena, I'm sorry.
Chena Hot Springs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chena, Chena Hot Springs. It's about an hour drive from Hot Springs, or from Fairbanks. So, sorry I didn't get any video of it, but it's worth it. It was $18 a person to get in there and get in the hot water of Chena Hot Springs. So
Very relaxing.
very, very relaxing. We also did the museum.
Yes.
Really cool museum. Got a chance to get out and walk around in there a little bit. What do you think, Ange, for
Yes.
Fairbanks? For Fairbanks.
Fairbanks was good, and Chena Hot Springs was good. The museum was good. What's fun about the museum is the upcoming magic bus, or bus number 142,
Yeah.
from Into the Wild. The book Into the Wild. It's not an autobiography, but a biography about Chris McCandless, the young man who died out in the Alaska wilderness. But they have it as an artifact, and they're getting ready to display it. So it'll be a real interesting thing to see. But the museum is gorgeous. It's just, it's wonderful. And it was actually kind of relaxing here, because we didn't run too much. We just kind of chilled, did a thing here, did a thing there.
Yep, just kind of took our time and got caught up from the Alcan. So.
Yep.
The thing about that bus is it was out in the woods, and people were always hiking out there to go see it after reading the book.
Yes.
But people were dying out in the wilderness. So the government decided to snatch it out of the woods and bring it to a museum for display. So,
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's going to be a wrap on Fairbanks. We're going to take a few days, and we're going to go down to Homer first before we do anything else, because we like the views down there. So we're going to go down to Homer next. So anyhow, that's it on Fairbanks. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this will be a pretty short video, and if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button.
Yes, please subscribe.